Want to go ahead now and continue on here in Suino Sato by speaking with Lise for the level 63 challenge entitled Forever and Ever Apart. Lise would not delay in beginning the search for the Yatsukani no Magatama. If this is Suino Sato, then Shiosai, the overseer, should be around here somewhere. I dare say one of the locals will be able to point us in his direction. Though, now that I look around, I get the distinct impression we are not welcome here. What makes you say that? Well, why don't we try and find this Shiosai and find out. But yeah, if you want to know what a rain is, that would be these people. The Aura. One of the two races of the Aura that you can get. The Rain are distinguishable from their other clan, the Zela, because of their dragon horns and tails and scales, which are white, while the Zela have black horns, scales, and tails. So yeah, that's how you can tell the two apart. In fact, I showed off in the level 60 White Mage challenge that your main antagonist in those challenges for the White Mage in Heaven's Ward is a Zela version of the Aura. So let's search around the area and try and find this Shiosai. Our person of interest is right over here. And this big, tall male Aura. That would be Dragoon there, Rollins. Hello there. So this is our man?
Leave this place and never return. We have no need of wide-eyed wanderers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. My name is Lise and these are my friends Corinne and Alice. We're looking for the overseer of Suino Sato, Shiosai. That's you, isn't it?
The Kojin of the Brew sent you hither, did they? I am no overseer, nor ever would I claim to be one. I am High Priest of Shisui of the Violet Tides, Shiosai.
So you are the man we're looking for. Great! We need your help. We're looking for this jewel called the Yatsukani no...
Stop, I don't hear no more. We will suffer no outside troubles in our sanctuary, especially those of would-be treasure hunters.
Yeah, and he comes with a little mole friend.
Quiet, Isobe, or there'll be no dango for dinner. I can do naught to aid you. I say to you again, leave this place and never return.
At the very least, sir, you might condescend to tell us of your village, and of why you are so loath to show us even the most basic courtesy. Yeah, he has to ponder this.
Suino Sato is our sanctuary. We are under the benevolent leadership of the Ruby Princess, Sovereign of Shisui. We reign, enjoy humble yet fulfilling lives, but it was not always so. Long ago, our forebears were driven from their ancestral lands. Beneath the waters, they sought refuge from the ravages of war, and here they flourished. All that we are, our culture, our traditions, was born of the sea, as was I. Though we have engaged others in diplomacy, it has ever been with the utmost caution. Isolation and independence are essential to preserving our way of life. So it was when Doma fell 25 years past. The Ruby Princess, in her wisdom, decreed that we would not take no part. As it was, so ever shall it be.
Forever and ever apart? Forgive me, I understand now how highly you value your way of life and how you will suffer none to endanger it. You may be assured that we have no desire to do so, and I hope that we have given you no cause to assume otherwise.
You have not, but this changes nothing. Regardless of your intentions, it is not my place to break with tradition. I must consider the wishes of all who call Suino Sato home. For me to defy their will and permit outsiders to remain would be a gross betrayal of my responsibilities. Please do not ask this of me.
Thank you for your time, sir. So yeah, it's like, what do we do now? He sounds like Elsa from Frozen because he says leave so much. Isn't that exactly... That's not exactly the best example there, Loli. Or Sally, I guess. And so it continues. Another village, another deaf ear. Clearly, Gyrobonia is not the only place with walls. I'm starting to wonder if this is all a huge mistake. Gosetsu couldn't have known it would take this long. I only hope he's still alive. So we'll take 191,000 experience points plus choice of weapon. Of course, I prefer my lance as a dragoon. To answer your question there, Rollins. But yeah, dragoon is my main. And because we're curious about the plight of Gosetsu after he willingly allowed himself to be apprehended by the Guardian Empire, yeah, we're going back to Isari to see what has become of him. And it's pretty much letting Grenwat beat the crap out of him. And when you're heavily armored like he is, it's really even more painful.
I tire of this filthy tavern, and it's still filthier clientele.
'Tis scant reward for your treachery, aye. A painted woman of your rich experience deserves a better class of customer.
Oh, name-calling. Is that what we've been reduced to?
Ouch.
Orphan of the Nayuri. Widow of Sashihai. What joy it must have brought you to be revenged upon us all.
Yeah, curb stomp.
Not enough. Not nearly enough.
Yeah, and watch where you aim that camera.
My appetite for your agony is as an abyss. Bottomless. Insatiable. Before you die, you will cry and beg and prostrate yourself upon the earth. You will crawl on your belly through the muck and the piss and debase yourself for my amusement. All of you.
Spoken like a true Guardian.
But you think you are made of sterner stuff? Rather than have him beat you, mayhap I should have my oaf go and fetch your master's head.
Uh-oh. Not referring to Yugiri, are you?
Poor, poor Lord Kaien. Kami rest his soul. Noble leader of a fallen nation. A fine puppet he made for the Viceroy. For a time. 25 years he was content to serve his masters as a dog. And then everyone had to rise up and get themselves killed. Tell me, how did it feel to fail him that day? To live with the disgrace of his death?
Yeah, she likes to mess with your head, doesn't she?
Not that you were a stranger to living with disgrace, of course. In the what was it? 25 years since you were humiliated and tossed into an imperial jail? You had plenty of time to get used to it. Oh yes, I heard the stories. About the samurai who would do anything to return to his master's side, even if it meant pledging his blade to his sworn enemy. They say he walked with death, that he slew 1,000 men in the Empire's name. Truly a tale for the poets.
And obviously you don't think highly of
I
it.
do not deny my sins, but I will not be reproached by the likes of you.
Oh, I mean not to reproach you, but to praise you. You're a survivor, Samurai. Just like me.
But you couldn't be more different.
So, let us not dwell on the past, you and I, and instead give thought to the future. To wit, I would ask you again to help me resolve this vexing matter of Doma's missing heir. Living or dead, it makes no difference, really. But the Garleans are most insistent that we put this problem behind us. And I know you helped him flee. So tell me, what became of Lord Hien?
To my dismay, the details escape me at present. Mayhap your dog could jog my memory.
Messing with her.
Get on with it, and mark me, brute. There is no limit to how far you can fall.
Like, why do I have to do this?
Bloody stupid. Oh. When I get back to Eorzea, I'm gonna find that little shite, and I'm gonna make her pay.
And so, back to beating up Gosetsu. Much to the chagrin and dismay of the people of Isari. Revoidi had to see 2 of their own be shot to death. So, since we now have new side quests for us to take on in and around Suino Sato, why don't we go ahead and start taking them on? Might as well go around the circle, because why not? And if you were watching last night, the first person we're going to take a quest from may be familiar to you. We helped out this sapphire-haired girl in a quest last night, and so now we're actually going to take a quest from her this time around. So let's start with the level 63 challenge entitled Fear Her Almighty Waves. The sapphire-haired girl is delighted to see you again.
Oh, I thought I recognized you. Perhaps you remember me too? I am the girl you saved from the short jellyfish in Onokoro. Do not tell me you are surprised to learn I am from Suino Sato. While it is true that we rarely stray from our small underwater village, we do occasionally go out to collect food. The day you rescued me, I had left to do just that. But before I could harvest the mozoku I so dearly needed, I was ambushed by those awful creatures. I still have yet to recover from the injuries I sustained, and was hoping you could help me one last time. Please, might you gather 4 clumps of mozoku and bring them back to me?
Alright, we can do that. So doing so means we're gonna go back out into the water. Now where is the nearest exit portal? We can take this one over here. So that means jumping back into the water. Well, she looks scary because she is scary there, Jacob. She is one of the people who runs things in and around Doma, and she has a real way of messing with people. Yeah, for those who watched, if I remember it was yesterday afternoon, she showed off just how ruthless she can be. Alright, so we want to start extracting mozoku here. Now, while you're underwater, I should point out this out. While you're underwater, you will never be attacked. You'll never be attacked when you're underwater. So don't worry about it, though, that much. Yeah, you're free to swim around as much as you want and invoke your inner Titus. Or Titus. Yeah, I was I was corrected on that after all these years, because for the longest time I always thought it was Titus because of the fact that there's an American comic who had his own sitcom in the 90s whose name is Christopher Titus. And while the spelling may be just a little different, to me it looked like it was exactly the same. So I always thought, okay, the lead character in Final Fantasy X's name is Titus. And so for 15 years, that's exactly what I called him. Even though everyone tried to convince me differently, I was like, no, there's a stand-up comedian who had a sitcom in the 90s whose last name is spelled similarly to that of the lead character in Final Fantasy X. And so I always thought that was how the name was pronounced. Well, I think Skyla's trying to point me in the correct direction. Yeah, she actually found this stuff before I did. Good job there, Skyla. So yeah, for 15 years I was always calling him Titus, and then I was finally corrected through playing World of Final Fantasy, which, by the way, I've still yet to finish because I still don't understand what I missed that I could have done wrong to not force the final quest to be made available to you to get to endgame. That knowledge is still eluding me. So yeah, if there's any of you guys who are into World of Final Fantasy and have played it and beaten it, if you could, like, watch my content from the game that I recorded and let me know what I've missed to help me finally beat World of Final Fantasy, that would be greatly appreciated, because I've gotten so far and I've gotten into the epilogue, and it pains me to know that if I don't understand where I've gone wrong, I'll never be able to finish the game. Alright there, young lady.
Your return! Does it mean you brought me my Mozoku?
I have, yes.
Oh, thank you. This seaweed is a very important part of our diet, and I know not what I would have done had you not agreed to correct it for me. Until now, I have never been stung while gathering Mozoku. I suppose I've only myself to blame. I should not have allowed myself to be distracted by the glittering skills of the fish that swam by. If only we had fields like those upon the surface, we could mitigate such risks. Sorry, we are a small village and space for farming is something we can scarce afford. While the sea is bountiful and full of riches, unlike you, she only bestows her blessings upon those who hold her in awe. It was arrogant of me to forget to fear her mighty waves. I, however, remain thankful for the ordeal because it reminded me of something very important and allowed me to make a wonderful new friend. Please take this gift.
Which includes 95,000 experience points. And hey there, Son of Zero, good to see you this morning. Glad to have you with us. Welcome to the stream. So, next up and close by is Mozu. Let's go ahead and take on her level 63 side quest entitled The Fight for Survival. Mozu is glancing around nervously.
Oh my, you must be from the surface. Normally I would avoid associating with anyone of your ilk, but we are in desperate need of outside help. You see, 2 warm spring kasane have made their way into the Anemone Gardens. Some of the men in our village went to dispatch of them, but because they are unused to fighting on land, none of them survived the encounter. If we do not manage to kill them off soon, they will end up consuming all of the available food there. Please, you must get rid of them for us.
Alright. So, while I'm on my way there, I will remind you guys that, Skyla, who's playing as Lady Cynthia, here as we're teaming up, is also doing a stream of this game right now and is playing alongside me, so please click on the link I posted in the chat so that you can see the stream from her perspective, and click on the link there, support her, like the stream, subscribe, and help her out. We will both very greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, it's not all that far to get to our intended destination. Well, once we get into the Anemone Gardens, we're gonna need to fight. Let's go and give a hand, even though I am in Not the best position right now, given that we're both around half of our health. Oh, the Umemi ran away. I guess it was pulled away far enough. But yeah, we have to go on and kill off 2 Worm Spring Gasume, which is those 2 things over there. But we're gonna have to fight off these Umemi for them anyway. And he brought his friend, conveniently. Nope, don't leave me hanging too long. Don't leave me hanging down too long, Skada. Get this one dead. Alright, there we go. Got one down. Probably some of my Chogo once I'm done with this kill. Unless he kills me first, of course. Hopefully it will not come to that. There we go. Got it. Yeah, let's send my Chocobo into battle. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, we still have to fight through bad guys. Wait a minute. Why is the water sprite fighting? It's supposed to be docile. What's going on there? That makes no sense. Well, I didn't want to have to do this water sprite, but you forced my hand. Yeah, you forced my hand, dude. Feel the full fury of my full thrust! Hopefully before I don't die! Shit! Save me, my Chocobo! Save me! Save me, my Chocobo! Save me! And this was not in the script! This was not in the script at all! Oh. Yeah, that was a bit close. Well, at least I carved the path for us. And now we can take on these 2 Gasume. He's like, why did the water sprite attack? We didn't inflict any damage on him. Because yeah, when an enemy has a blue icon next to it, it's supposed to be docile. It's not supposed to be feral. So yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. But I almost ended up dying. So yeah, let's go ahead and follow Nimbus. Oh great, now they're coming back. Now they're coming back. Yeah, they've been given enough time to respawn here. Back in the water. Okay, Yami. We'll probably be going for another hour and a half or so at least, so we'll hopefully still be on the air by the time you come back. So back into Sui no Sato. And we'll give the good news to Mozu. Hello again.
You defeated them. Thank you so very much. You have saved us from starvation. The seaweed and mollusks there are one of our main sources of food. Umemi especially are very nutritious, and without them, we will not be able to sustain ourselves. Unfortunately, they also happen to be one of the Warm Spring Grassume's favorite things to snack on. Had you not strained them when you did, we would have been in dire straits. What is worse is that these vicious beasts seem to be growing stronger, something possibly owing to increasing number of eruptions from Hell's Raid. You are incredibly strong, but you best also take care when dealing with these beasts in the future.
And so, another 95,000 experience to us. And we'll continue on right on to, conveniently, this next quest. From Mahiwa. Let's go ahead and take on her level 63 challenge entitled The Bond Between Brothers. Mahiwa appears troubled.
We, the Rayan, left the surface long ago, that we might forge ourselves a peaceful life under the sea. Maintaining such serenity, however, is not always that easy. My two sons can attest to that. From the crack of dawn until dusk they fight. Regularly, things have started to escalate, and they have begun to trouble the entire village with their spats. I have scolded them on multiple occasions, telling them that such disturbing behavior is unacceptable. They, however, still refuse to listen. Perhaps you can try having a word with them? You can start with my eldest son. He should be over by the racks of dry fish. If he attempts to start a fight with you when you approach him, I suggest you start with a resounding "huh." That should stop him.
So yeah, we now gotta use emotes again. And we gotta use the "huh" emotes in order to elicit their attention. Then we gotta speak with Mahiwa's eldest son first. Hey you. What are you doing? Hey. You saw what I was trying to do. Oh, really?
What do you want? Stop wasting my time. Hurry up and say whatever it is you come to say.
Okay, now we use the emote on him.
Huh? What do you think it you thought to take such a lofty tone with me? Or if it's fight you want, it is a fight you will get. But perhaps this is not what Mother meant when she said I had an unpleasant attitude. Now that I think on it, I have done to my brother just what you did to me. Maybe it's what's caused our constant brawls. I understand now. Thank you, madam, and my apologies for trying to fight you. If you happen to see my brother, please tell him I am sorry.
And see how away he goes. Now we gotta deal with the younger son. Who's gonna be on the far opposite side. Before we go any further, I should probably point out that because they are younger Aura, they have smaller horns currently and logically smaller tails. Hey you.
You came to tell me my brother says he's sorry? I do not believe you.
I'm sorry to hear that. So yeah, what's up with that, dude?
What did you... You did that because I seemed grumpy? No, you misunderstand. Mother also comments that I seem sullen. I am not. I simply do not have much to say. Perhaps my brother has also been mistaking my silence for anger, and that's why he shouts at me. I must go and sort this out with him. Thank you, madam. You have made me realize how important it is to let others know what I am thinking. I shall go find my brother now.
Well, mission accomplished over there. But yeah, if only all spats could be resolved so easily. Yeah, if only they could all be resolved that easily. Sadly, that's not a luxury we can afford in this world. Yeah, too much resentment and animosity between people these days. Okay, Mahiwa.
Perhaps now that we're able to find a way to reconcile the differences. Thank you. Until you came along, I was at a loss as what to do. By nature, we avoid using any harsh word or actions. As such, most of what I have to say is easily brushed aside by my children. You, however, have gotten through to them where I could not. Now the people of the village need not be disturbed by the angry shouts any longer. Please accept this gift as a token of my appreciation.
Thank you. Another 95,000 experience points to us. Looks like Scala's all ready to take on the next side quest from this gentleman over here by the name of Seizao. Let's go ahead and take on his level 63 challenge entitled An Unforgettable Taste. Seizao needs the help of a woman with sharp eyes and quick reflexes.
If your sun-kissed skin is any indication, you have come here from the world above. Sadly for you, we are an extremely tight-knit and self-sufficient community, and do not have any work for outsiders. Wait, perhaps it is not necessarily true. I have just thought of a task only one of your kind will be able to carry out. Tell me, are you any good at hunting birds? Very good. In that case, I would like for you to bring me back the breast meat of 3 ruby hornbills. Yeah, which means we gotta go back out into the world and we gotta go above water. So we'll go ahead and make our path over to this portal. We'll go ahead and get ourselves out into the sea. Thank you for that, Rollins. I appreciate it. I'm a Mizu. Actually, good idea, Skyla. Good idea. Yeah, that was good thinking. That's why I'm glad I have you by my side. Yeah, we're gonna have to go out and fight stuff again. Might as well go and change it into my armor while I'm riding, so that my HP has enough time to get back to max. Hang right, and head back up. And find ourselves some ruby hornbills. Yeah, you wonder if they would serve something like this at a Ruby Tuesday, which we don't have in Canada, but I've heard good things about. I mean, heck, if they're willing to give us places like Carl's Jr. and Jersey Mike's, surely they would give us something like a Ruby Tuesday at some point. In fact, we don't even have TGI Fridays up here. And that's what's really shocking, because it seems like TGI Fridays is like a really popular place. It's a really popular chain in America, but we don't have them in Canada. Like it is treated at times like a sports bar, and they did recently, a number of years ago, bring up Buffalo Wild Wings up to Canada. And there's one in the neighboring city from where I live. But yeah, shockingly, even though we've been getting a number of Buffalo Wild Wings up here, we don't have any TGI Fridays. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Like, it makes no sense. How can that be something that is what it is? And so it looks like we're gonna have to go around, yeah, because we don't want to fall down. And running is a good idea, too. Alright, Ruby Hornbill, let's get it. Let's get it on, let's take you out. Yeah, weaken you a little bit while strengthening ourselves at the same time. And down, you're dead. Let's go ahead and warp back to Tamamizu. And from there we can take the portal back, of course, back over to Suino Sato. Oh, is that the case there, Rollins? Alright. Yeah, it seems like, US really wants to bring their restaurant chains on with quite a number of them in recent years. And if you hear any banging outside, I think one of the superintendents in my apartment is doing some sort of renovation. So my apologies if that picks up on the mic. Now we gotta get this over to Seizao and let him enjoy this Ruby Hornbill. And see if it is to his liking. Hey there, Seizao. Do you have what I asked for?
I do, yes. There you go.
these cuts you have brought me are beautiful. Excellent work. I have for far too long craved a taste of bird meat. You see, many years ago, a cage fell from a ship passing above. Within it was a bird. The moment its flesh touched my ribs, I knew no food, however fine, could compare. We receive so few visitors on the surface that it is next to impossible to procure such meat, or any meat at all, in fact. All the Koji merchants ever bring is seafood. Before you go, I have one question for you. If I'm not mistaken, birds have appendages that allow them to soar the skies. You look as though you can fly, so how is it that you are able to capture these magnificent winged creatures? You really want to know? You anger them, and when they come to attack you, you pounce! You people from the land are a ferocious lot. Slowly I come to understand the decision my ancestors made to seek refuge in the seas. Anirudh, thank you for bringing me my meat. My siblings and I shall feast tonight! And so we'll get another 95,000 experience points out of that one. So yeah, as you can see, we've already cleared out quite a number of side quests here in Suino and Sato, so I'm gonna make a quick run to get a drink of water because my throat is getting a little raspy from using the deep voice so much this morning, and I'll be back in a moment.